what's up? Welcome to today's vlog. On my way to Starbucks to get a pumpkin spice latte. I've never had a pumpkin spice latte, believe it or not. This is going to be my very first one. And I also want to talk about cutting back on caffeine. I've got a lot of experience on cutting back on caffeine. Sometimes in my life I drink as little as 1 cup or no cups, and then sometimes I drink as much as 4 or 5 cups. So let's go ahead and get over to the Starbucks by the Ditmars Boulevard subway stop, and we'll talk about it. I'm actually filming this on the DJI Osmo Action 4 new action camera I got just the other day. I was going to get the GoPro Hero 12, but I wanted to try out the Action 4. It just seemed like it's better in low light, better audio, a little bit better of a situation, a little bit better of a camera for me. So, testing it out. Truth. Not bad, not bad. It smells like pumpkin pie, but it tastes almost like it has a lot more sugar in it than pumpkin pie. I like it. It's decent. Alright, so overall, pumpkin spice latte, I do enjoy it. I am a fan. Is it amazing? No. Pumpkin pie, what it smells like, is actually a lot more tasty. But for once in a blue moon, for a treat, I actually really like it. It was $8, which is kind of insane. All right, so cutting back coffee, my experience. The summer of 2019, I made the decision to completely cut away from coffee, not have any caffeine. I still had decaf coffee, which has like 1% caffeine, but that was more just because of the habit of drinking coffee and drinking something hot first thing in the morning. The reason I did that was I found that I was drinking like 5, 6, 7 cups of coffee a day. I could not stop. And then on the weekends, heaven forbid, or on my days off I should say, when I didn't actually have to work, heaven forbid I get away from noise and Amtrak is going over our head. Heaven forbid I slept in an hour late, I would have a splitting headache because my body was expecting me to have a lot of caffeine by 9 o'clock. I was three cups deep by 9 o'clock. So I did a bunch of research, watched some videos. Overall, a lot of health benefits of going completely caffeine free. So then I decided to actually do it. Now, how did I do it? Well, back in 2019, I just went completely cold turkey. That was so painful, so hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to take away from my life. I would not recommend doing that. You don't have to put yourself through that much pain. I would not recommend quitting caffeine cold turkey. I would say just start to cut back slowly. If you're at 3 cups a day, cut back to 2.5 cups a day. Once you're at 2.5 cups a day, cut back to 2 cups a day. Cut back by a half a cup a time. And the way that I actually do this is I mix decaf and caffeine coffee at home, at my house, at my home where I live basically. And this actually makes it a lot less painful because I'm only lowering the dose very, very little, and I barely even get a headache. Sometimes I do get a bit tired, but in my opinion, my experience, getting a bit tired as you're cutting back on caffeine, it's gonna happen. You're gonna have to be able to deal with getting tired. If you have a job or if you have a life where you're constantly outside, constantly moving around, walking around, this is gonna be a lot easier because your blood's gonna be flowing. You're not gonna have the chance to actually get tired. If you're sitting at a desk job like I used to, it's gonna be a lot harder. One of my main issues with the GoPro was every time I had to record, I would have to stop recording, or every time I wanted to zoom, I'd have to stop recording, and then basically that was it. I'd have to stop recording, and it was very, very buggy. The DJI is much better. Having no caffeine was pretty insane. My sleep got better. I was waking up easier. Pretty much as soon as I opened my eyes, I was awake. I didn't have to sit there for an hour, wait for the caffeine to kick in, wait for the drug to actually kick in, right? But it really was a great experience. However, eventually I went back to caffeine because I like it. I like coffee. But having no caffeine ever in my life didn't work out for me, right? It was something where I couldn't sustain it long term, and I wanted it back in my life. So then I had 1 cup a day, 2 cups a day, got stressed out at work around the holidays, 3, 4, 5 cups a day, right back to where I started. Now, my comfort zone is between 1 to 2 cups a day. And this means that if I don't have a cup of coffee right when I wake up, I'm not gonna have a splitting headache. I might just be a bit tired. This allows me to enjoy my coffee. Another train going by? Another train going by. It's on the other side. This allows me to enjoy my coffee, but also not feel like I'm a fiending addict, right? Because I'm not having 4, 5, 6 cups a day. So having that 1 cup a day, and my goal right now is 1 cup a day. This is actually the first time in a long time that I didn't have 2 cups of coffee before doing anything. I had 1 cup of coffee this morning, hopped in the shower, got going, decided to walk, and this is actually my second caffeinated drink, even though it's not coffee. It's just a $8 overpriced pumpkin sugar coffee, basically. But it's decent, I'm not complaining. Once in a blue moon, it's okay. So that is my goal. That's easier for me. Now, I want to get back down to 1 cup a day. Reason being is because I could have 1 cup, then I can go out and I can enjoy a cup of coffee later on in the day from Starbucks or from Think Coffee, from any of the coffee places that I've found in Queens, in Manhattan, anywhere in New York City, or really anywhere. The whole coffee house thing is just really cool. It's really fun to go to coffee houses. I went to school in Boston, Massachusetts, and there's a lot of coffee houses up there. One of my favorite coffee houses is actually 1369, and that is up in Cambridge, which is, if you don't know Boston, Cambridge is right across the river from Boston. So if you think how Astoria, Queens, and Williamsburg, Brooklyn are right across the street from Manhattan, that's pretty much how Cambridge is to Boston. Right across, I said right across the street, I meant right across the river. So right across the river is Cambridge, and then there's this nice little coffee house called 1369 Coffee. One of them's in Central Square, one of them's about a mile from the train. I like the one that's further from the train. It's a bit quieter, it's just a bit nicer. So energy levels. Energy levels were pretty much the same with no caffeine. What I found if you start to drink a lot of caffeine is your energy levels will spike and then they'll crash. And they'll spike and then they'll crash. And if you drink caffeine after 12 p.m., you're gonna have a harder time actually going ahead and falling asleep, right? Just because caffeine stays in your system for like 12 hours or something crazy like that. So you'll find you'll have a better energy level, better sleep. You won't freak out as much. I don't get as much anxiety. So I would definitely say consider at least cutting back on coffee. My goal is 1 cup of coffee a day, or 1 cup of coffee. If I have 1 cup, that's good. If I have a second cup, it's because of special occasion, like going and getting something like a pumpkin spice latte. Speaking of getting on with the day, I'm going to end the vlog right here. As always, thanks for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. If you like the content you see in this channel, consider subscribing, totally free. With that being said, have a great one. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon.